Hello, my name is Alex. I'm the patchwork nerd, and yes, you might hear train noises during this video. Consider that ambiance. You're welcome. It is another day of Vlogmas, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about my wrap-up and my reflection on Nanowrimo 2018. In short, Nanowrimo is a National Novel Writing Month where you attempt to write 50,000 words within a 30-day timeline, which is during the month of November. For me, I was a rebel this year, and my goal was to actually do something different. We're going to talk about that because my goal actually changed along the way. I was a rebel of being a rebel. Throughout this video, I'm also going to intersperse clips from Nano because my goal was to actually do weekly vlogs, and I ended up not doing that. And honestly, it's because I got really caught in my own head about my video content and about whether or not what I was making was a quality video, and I'm happy to say that I've come out from the other side of that, but I didn't end up filming as much of Nano because of that. Let's take a look at the first week of Nanowrimo when I filmed probably the most, and let's see how I did during that week. Good morning and welcome to the first day of Nanowrimo. My husband is still sleeping, so I am trying to just talk quieter, although me talking quiet is probably very quiet, so I apologize for that. For some reason this just doesn't feel as official this year. Like, for some reason it doesn't feel like I'm waking up and going, it's Nano, and flying out of bed like I usually do. It more just feels like, oh yeah, it's Nano. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because I'm rebelling. Maybe because I've done it a handful of years, so it's not quite as like crazy big of a reaction as it used to be. I'm gonna start writing for the morning. My goal is to hit 667 words a day. That should be pretty doable. I can usually, if I'm doing a writing sprint, I can write almost 1,000 words, if not 1,000 words in a half hour. I'm not gonna sprint this morning. I'm just gonna kind of take it easy. I'd like to think that this goal is fairly doable, except for family and friend days coming up, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I hope you guys are having a wonderful start to your Nano, and I'm going to drink some coffee because Lord knows I need it, and I will see you soon. So I think I forgot to vlog yesterday because we were celebrating my birthday. My birthday is actually tomorrow, Monday, November 5th, but we decided to celebrate on Saturday. And now I am currently hosting Writer's Patch, which is the writing chat I host over on Twitter. And we are talking about the creation of plot and how to find your plot. And it has been so awesome, this discussion, because there are both plotters and pantsers and plantsers, I can never say that word, all coming together, giving their different perspectives on it, and everyone has so much insight and wisdom, and we're talking a lot about how character motivations influence plot and the avoidance of saggy middles and the lessons we've learned about that, and it's been a really good discussion, so I'm just really pleased with how that's going. I haven't wrote yet today. Actually have been working on a different project this morning and then also getting some prep done for Writer's Patch, but after I'm done with Writer's Patch I am going to work on my word count goal for the day, and actually I would love to show you guys my bullet journal spreadsheet to show you how my progress is going. So please ignore how messy my desk is and just pretend that this is my aesthetic and I'm doing this intentionally. I don't know where my selfie stick is at the moment, so I apologize if this is a little shaky. I have naturally shaky hands, but this is my bullet journal. This is just my month overview, some motivational stuff I put in here. But if we go over here, and my husband is playing Red Dead Redemption, so if he shouts, that's because something interesting happened during the plot. I have the first half of my novel work for Nano, which is the first 15 days I am working on writing 667 words a day to add 10,000 words to my manuscript. I also want to quick show you Pacemaker, which is the website that I talked about before, where you can create your own custom goals. So right now my goal is 10,000 words, and then I just put in the date range and it creates this little chart. And I actually set it for it to adjust what my word count goal will be daily based on the progress that I've made so far, because I got ahead on those first couple of days. It actually knocked my word count goal down to 535, and I'd love to keep it that way. So that's how things have been going. As you can see, it has been a fairly productive Nano so far. I still have a ton of work to do, and I have some pretty busy days coming up, so I just gotta make sure that I'm working really hard. But I'm gonna finish up Writer's Patch, and then I am going to get to work, and it should all be good. So I will see you guys when I see you next. So it is my birthday today. It is November 5th. Remember the 5th of November. I am 28 years old today. I just uploaded the video that is on my YouTube channel where I do a writing reflection / birthday celebration, where I just kind of talk about my journey with writing through the years and where I hope to go with it in the future. I'm really proud of that video, so please check that out if you haven't. I'll link it down below if you're interested. I hit my word count goal for yesterday. I've been just kind of hanging around the expected word count because I've been writing a little bit over. I think my word count goal has readjusted to like 500 and something. I just have to keep doing what I'm doing and I should be okay. And oh, I think it's just had a good stretch spot. I woke up before my alarm went off. My alarm goes off at 5:10. I ended up getting up at 5:20 when normally I snooze it a handful of times on Monday, but I think daylight savings time has me a little more bright-eyed and bushy-tailed because I just feel like I have all this energy and I'm terrified that I'm going to be just completely crashing by the end of the day. I am now going to work on some project-y things for a thing that's not Nano related, and then I am going to work on my word count goal, and then I'm gonna go to work. I will just have a nice relaxing birthday evening and it'll be great. I will see you guys in a little bit. Wait, so you're telling me you don't want to be in the shot?
No.
You sure?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Willie might want to be in the shot. Hello, it is Nanowrimo day 6. I just hit my word count goal for the day, so that's all fine and dandy. And now we are going to go vote in like 20-30 minutes, so I gotta go put makeup on my face and get dressed and be a functioning adult.
Ooh.
And then right. That's my husband.
I want an adult, stay home, bake cookies. No, don't put it on me.
That's my husband. You want to stay home and bake cookies? I'm okay with that. We're going to go adult and then maybe bake cookies, and then I have to go to work and all that fun stuff. I will see you later today, but I hit my word count goal and I'm still ahead of my word count for the first half of the month, so yay, and all that good. That's how Willie feels about today. And I hope you went and voted, because when you see this, it'll already be done. So I managed to write 1,400 words today, which is over double the word count goal that I was supposed to get for the day. So that felt good. And now I'm sitting and relaxing. This guy over here is playing Red Dead Redemption. You want to say hi to the vlog, honey?
Hi.
He made me homemade soup. It was delicious. I'm gonna sleep sooner rather than later. And Willie's here. He's cuddling. Hi, say hi. So the main goal that I had originally for Nanowrimo was to write, for the first 15 days, I wanted to add 10,000 more words to my manuscript. And then the second goal was to read through my entire manuscript and start making notes about the revisions that I'm going to be doing in the month of December. I did write for the first 15 days. I actually finished early. I only got about 8,000 words, and I decided that that was a good place to stop. I felt like anything beyond that was just going to be me writing without substance, and there's already a lot of things that I need to cut out from my manuscript, and I didn't want to just add things for the sake of getting to 10,000 words. I only wanted to add 8,000 quality words that were going to hopefully stay, or at least be building blocks for when I start doing my revisions. So I stopped at the 8,000 words, and then I actually finished early with reading through my manuscript. It did not take very long to read through it because I think my manuscript's only like 45,000 words right now, so it's a wee little manuscript. It was very really interesting because you can definitely see that the first couple of chapters, I have rewritten those several times, and then the other chapters from like chapter 5 or 6 and on were first drafts. I rewrote those chapters completely from scratch because I changed a lot of the middle and end of my story, and you could tell that because when I am doing a zero draft, as Kate Kavanaugh calls it, or I call it sandbox mode sometimes, when I am doing a first draft, it's more of that zero draft or sandbox where I'm just exploring the idea that I'm going to be doing for the book, and that's what I did for Nano of last year. And this year I was rewriting, but it was almost like redoing zero drafts because I completely cut out and started from scratch with those chapters. I feel like my characters are much different than I originally intended, and they revealed a lot to me through the manuscript. There's a tiny part of me that is considering pantsing my next novel just because things do change so dramatically from draft to draft that I can outline till I'm blue in the face, but until I'm exploring and actually tinkering within the story, I don't know if the ideas are gonna work or not. Maybe that means I need to outline more, but I'd also kind of wonder what it would be like if I just explored an idea and did a really, really short draft, pantsing just to explore and see what works and what doesn't work. Then it's almost like I redo my outline and then I start again. I definitely have chapters that are going to need to be completely rewritten from the ground up, and there are elements that are going to be added to the beginning of the story in the chapters that I feel like are much more refined. There are a few details about my characters, a few secrets that I need to weave in, a few things about personalities, and then also hints at some past events that kind of affect the present. Those also need to get weaved in. Another thing that I stopped and took time to do, I made a whole list after I finished my read-through of the things that need to be developed and created before I really feel like I can jump into writing and rewriting, and that is world building and my magic system. They're very important towards the plot, but they were kind of non-existent. World building tends to be pretty non-existent in my stories for quite a while. I need to work on getting that developed, so I made a lot of notes. I got the magic system figured out and I'm really happy with that. And then I also figured out a few character related things that needed to be developed before I can go back and write, because it needs to almost be kind of like this hidden layer that is sort of there, but you don't quite know it's there, but afterwards you'll be like, oh, it was there the whole time. I am really happy with how my nano turned out. It was definitely a non-traditional nano. I can't even remember the day I finished. I just feel like rebelling was definitely the right choice, and I am so ready to go into working further. I don't even know what draft to call this anymore because I'm still technically on my second draft, but now I'm editing it, but I kind of was on a zero draft to begin with. So was that draft 1 that I just did and now I'm on draft 2, or is it draft 3? Maybe it's draft 4 because there's an imaginary version draft that I don't know about yet. All I know is that I am still revising, and I am going to be revising for quite a while, but I am going to be developing my goals for 2019 over the course of this next month, and I'm really excited about getting those things developed because I would love to finally get this story ready and raring to go to submit to agents and to maybe submit to a few pitch contests and to just finally pull the trigger on that next step. I feel like I kind of drag my feet, or I can't get past the first or second draft with a lot of stories, and this story I finally feel mentally ready. I feel like Nano needed to happen several times for me because I needed to practice being a writer, and then I'd be ready to go into revisions and know how to space myself from my work. And also it helps me with like murdering my darlings in the most affectionate way possible. I am really happy with Nano, and I learned a lot. I learned that the community is so important no matter what stage of writing you're at, for just encouraging you and for coming together. I guess I already knew that, but my live streams just helped reinforce how much I love this community. And also I learned that it is okay to march to the beat of your own drum and to go a different path. And I feel like the way I write is very sloppy and not at all like what might hear is the way to write a novel. It seems like people are very like, you go A, B, C, D, and I'm like A, umlaut, Q, squiggle mark, number 8, 42 and then a rose, and that's the way I write. There is no straight linear path for me. It is more chop it apart, sew it back together, chop it apart, sew it back together. So if you feel like you're creating a really messy draft and you just are wondering if something is wrong with you, don't feel that way, because that's the way I write. There's a method to the madness. I just haven't figured out how to put the method into words, which is kind of silly for a writer not to be able to put something into words. I think you should be so proud of yourself, and I would love to hear about how Nano went for you guys. Did you win Nano? Did you rebel for Nano? Did you get any words written for this month, or did you end up having to take a break? I would love to learn all about that, and so leave those in the comments down below. And I'd like to thank you guys so much for joining me for another video, and I'd like to thank my Patreon supporters for being super mega awesome, and I will be back again tomorrow with another video because it's still Vlogmas, and I'm never gonna get over the fact that it's daily videos. Just what? I gotta go keep filming because you guys probably noticed I'm wearing this shirt in several videos. Oops, I didn't think about that. It's fine. I will see you guys tomorrow for more Vlogmas, and until next time, remember, keep writing, keep laughing, and most importantly, please keep encouraging each other. I will see you tomorrow. Toodles!